Hello?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yes, yes. Shall I begin? Is it fine, Simran?
Yes, sir, you can begin.
Yeah, okay, okay. Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Avinash D'Souza, and by profession, I am a psychiatrist. I am the founder trustee of D'Souza Foundation, which is a trust that works in the area of mental health awareness across all sectors. One small request to all of you is please follow D'Souza Foundation on Instagram, and please also follow it on Facebook. I am only just going to type the spelling of D'Souza Foundation so that you know it. And today's topic is going to be uh, we are going to discuss primarily mental health of parents. And well, I think there is no real textbook, there is no real book for us to study parenting. And parenting itself is a task that takes a huge toll on us mentally, physically, emotionally, because you are a parent 24 hours. You can never say I'm off my parenting job. What is very essential to understand is that parenting is something that is a journey, and it is a journey that begins once you have a child, and it's a journey that continues throughout life. Sometimes you're also parenting people other than your children. So you're parenting your parents, you're parenting a sibling, you're parenting a relative. So even that happens. So you have additional parental roles to undertake. But this entire this entire COVID scenario and the lockdown scenario is something that has taken a toll on many parents, has taken a toll on many of us. I am also a parent here, so that is why I am here to share my views along with being a psychiatrist. I think never before in the history of our lives have we been locked down in a city like Mumbai. We have always had a band for a few days. We've always had, for that matter, Bombay being closed for a few days. But we've never really had a scenario where the entire city has been locked down for months. And we've never really been 24 hours locked in with our families in our houses, and never had to manage with what we have at home, go out only for essentials, our social life being disrupted, malls being closed, cinemas being closed. So definitely we've had to manage our children 24/7. We've always had our children out of the house, whether it is for school, whether it is for preschool, whether it is for games, whether it is for a movie, for a mall, for some enjoyment. We've never really had children with us 24 hours. And what is very, very vital here to understand is that as a parent, you're looking after every aspect of your child. It's not just the academics. It's not just you're looking after the emotional development. You're looking after the physical development. You're looking after their food. You're looking after their nutrition. You're looking after multiple aspects of their development, which is vital. And as a parent, it also happens that sometimes thought processes vary. So the mother thinks in one way, the father thinks in one way, and there are things which probably go out of hand because parenting styles don't match. I very often get parents who come to my clinic and say that my parenting style is this way, and my parent style, my husband's style is this way, and the styles don't match. What is very essential to understand is that you bring to your parenting your own parenting styles. So you bring the parenting styles that you had. So if as a parent I have been brought up in a particular way by my own parents, I bring that to my parenting. So there is always, remember, your parenting determines your parenting. So if your mother and father were strict, you have two options. Either I remain stricter or I get strict, or I become very lenient because I don't want my child to suffer what I suffered. So you can definitely have that you bring your own parenting style to the forum. And parent mental health is very, very important. One of the concepts that many parents feel is that I one of the things which most parents
म्यूट करते हैं तो
one of the things which most parents very often feel is that if I'm a parent, I sacrifice everything. Yes, you do. I don't deny that. Uh, yeah. As a parent, I sacrifice everything. That's very true. But what's also very essential is you need to have your personal time. You need to have your own time to think, to do what you want. So one of the main things which parents fail to do is take out some time for themselves, which is their personal time. And that personal time is vital. It is your time to think, your time to grow, your time to breathe freely, your time to do what you want, which has to happen on a daily basis. I have a lot of parents who tell me, oh, doctor, it's very easy for you to say this, but it doesn't always happen. It can happen if you want it to happen. So that is something which is very, very important. So if you don't, sort of don't let it, I mean, don't make time for that, your mental health will suffer. Also, it's very important that you don't get anxious about everything, because a lot of parents feel, oh, I'm not being perfect as a parent. You can't be perfect as a parent. Every parent is imperfect in many ways. We make mistakes, we learn from our mistakes, we try not to repeat our mistakes, and we make new mistakes, and that is what parenting is all about. So you never are a perfect parent. You have some perfect moments which are along the way, and you have perfect times with your child. But what is very, very important is that you have to understand that parents uh, always have their mental health on edge. Why? You're always anxious. Oh, tomorrow is my child's test. Tomorrow is his performance. Tomorrow is this. Tomorrow is that. Oh, my baby is not talking as much as the neighbor's baby. My, child is not eating as much as the neighbor's child. So there's always this comparison, and there's always this anxiety that all parents have. And on top of it, you sometimes, if you're uh, not so lucky, you have to deal with in-laws that question your parenting. So you have grandparents who say, "Arey, aapko to kuch aata hi nahi hai, humne aise dekha waise dekha," and that worries you. It can sometimes happen that you're compared to other parents by senior relatives in the family, which affects you. And at that time, you yearn for the support of probably your spouse, which you do get. Sometimes you may not get it in the manner that you want, because your spouse is sandwiched between his own parents and you. And then at times, then your mental health gets affected. So this is something which is very important for you to understand. Some of you are working parents, some of you are parents who are housewives, some of you are, most fathers are working. But I don't think being a housewife or being a working parent makes you a different parent. I think finally you're a parent nevertheless. You have enough of work at home also to do throughout the day. And if you have the added job of an office or some business or something that you run, that also takes a toll on your mental health. Also, the number of children you have matters. So in today's pandemic era, if you have uh, two children, both are having online classes, at different times. So practically your whole day is gone assisting them. Then you have their homework has to be scanned and submitted. Even preschools are having online classes. And let's say if you have one child who's in the 7th standard and one in the 2nd standard, then your mental health is definitely affected, because you have to move between talking to a small child and talking to an adolescent in a span of 5 minutes, which is very difficult. So that also then affects your mental health in a big way. And then you have to also talk to your spouse, who may sometimes be an adolescent and a small child. So that also happens. So then you have to deal with all those aspects also. So it's not tough. And then you want to be cherished, you want to be loved, you want to be respected, you want to have your own time, which doesn't always happen. So your mental health does get affected. One very clear message which I want to give all parents is that please feel free to seek help if you feel disturbed. Don't think, oh, if I go to a psychiatrist, I will be diagnosed as having a psychiatric disorder and I will be put on medication and I will be then labeled for life. No, don't think that way. If you think that I'm stressed and I want to talk to someone, consult a counselor. You have a lot of counselors offering online services now, and even offline clinics are open if they are close to your house. So just go and meet a counselor or a therapist and speak to them. Sometimes this entire scenario, the pandemic, the lockdown, being at home, your social life being jeopardized, can all lead to feelings of depression and anxiety. You may feel low, you may feel sad, you may feel upset, you may feel like crying, you may get irritable, you may get angry. These are all mental health challenges that we all face. And when you do this, you need to speak to someone professional, to a counselor, or you need to have someone who's there to be by your side and give you all the love and affection that you need, which you may not always get. So it's important that you do this. The World Health Organization says that 1 in 3 people are depressed. And I've always said this, if you look to your left and right and both are happy, then it's you. So it's 1 in 3. So when that does happen, it's a very common condition. So it doesn't mean, अरे मुझे depression हो गया है तो बहुत बड़ी बीमारी है. नहीं, it's a very common condition. It's far more commoner than blood pressure and diabetes. So if you do have symptoms of feeling sad, low, crying, irritability, छाती में धड़धड़ होना, घबराहट होना, you feel anxious, please seek help from a mental health professional. Just go and talk to someone. Talk to a friend if you don't want to go and, speak to a counselor. Why not? Just go and talk to someone. No harm. There's no harm at all. You must go and talk to someone. It's important. Because for the very simple reason that speaking itself relieves a lot of pain and suffering. Expressing what you feel freely to a third person who's non-judgmental of you is very, very useful to, relieve your suffering. I don't think you may, need counseling very regularly, but maybe once a month, maybe once in 15 days, even if you have to go and talk to someone, no harm. You should feel open to do it. What is also very, very essential is you need to have time to see and do what you want. As a parent, you can't be busy serving everyone, whereas you don't get time to see the TV, you don't get time to do what you want. You must do things, see things on your phone, you may see things on your tab, you must see what everyone is seeing. If you don't like what everyone is seeing, you must see what you want to see. You must find time to meditate, yoga, listen to music, dance, do anything that you want that makes you feel good. If you like to paint, paint. If you like to read, read. If you like to see a series on Netflix or any of the other channels which are available, please go ahead and see it. But do whatever you feel is essential for your mental health. Mental health is a neglected entity. The moment you develop blood pressure, the moment you develop diabetes, you run, get your checkups done, and you get it done month after month, but you never bother about your mental health. Spend a lot of time with your children. You're very lucky. You're never going to get this time with your family again. All your life, you will crib. My wife doesn't have time for me. My husband doesn't have time for me. My children don't have time for me. Now you have enforced time, with them, whether you like it or not. And then we crib. We have no freedom now because everyone is all around us. So, when you wanted them to be all around you, and then suddenly what happens is when your husband was working or your wife was working, you'll tell her, oh, you don't have any time for the family. You better take leave and come. Now, when your husband or your wife is at home for 3 months, they're unbearable. That's what invariably happens. And then you feel, oh, there's too much of interference. They were better when they were in office. So these kind of feelings can also come up. And if you and your spouse don't see eye to eye about parenting, talk about it. Your children should not know that you don't see eye to eye, because in school they've learned something which is called divide and rule that the British taught them. So when they see that you don't see eye to eye, then they know what to tell mama and what to tell papa. So they will come and tell you, I have spoken to dad, he has said yes. And you and dad will have fireworks, so children will walk away. Or they'll come and tell you, I have told mama, she has said yes. And dad and mama will argue and the children will walk away. I'm not saying the children are bad. They know how to get what they want. So that's what, that's the way they speak. So That can happen. So make sure you all are on one page when it comes to bringing up your children. It's very, very important. It's important that you see eye to eye. You know, have to be on the same page. You have to think on the same lines. Because if that doesn't happen, then the children also have a divided outlook. Who do I trust? And then that affects the child's mental health. So that's also important as a part. I mean, if the child's mental health is fine, I think parents' mental health is fine. So both go hand in hand. So that is something which is very important. And always remember, the true sign of good parenting is not the behavior of the child, it's the behavior of the parent. It's how the parent behaves that is very, very important. In the lockdown, I had a family friend whose 19-year-old son, who doesn't have a license to drive as yet, took the car out at 3 a.m. for a spin when the parents were asleep. There is nakabandi everywhere. He was caught. He was without a license. Luckily, he was, of course, not drinking and he was not under the influence of drugs. So he was taken to a police station and they phoned him. The family friend went there. The son was crying at the police station because he knew he's probably going to get a very big firing from his parents for what has happened. The father, who was otherwise strict, short-tempered maybe at times and would get angry, brought the son home and said, "You've had a bad night. You sleep. We'll speak in the morning." Just one sentence from the dad understanding his son's mental state proved huge. The next morning, the son just embraced him, told him, "I will never do what I did again." And the behavior of the parent is very important. Let's say he brought the son home, shouted at him, hit him, did all sorts of things. It would have affected their relationship forever. So sometimes, even though our children may disappoint us, affect us, push us to the brink, we have to maintain our composure and mental health when we deal with them. Don't neglect mental health. Psychologists and psychiatrists are as human as you are. We are not doctors who sit in a mental asylum and diagnose people. We sit in our clinic and we are as human as you are. So please seek help. Today, we are in an era where mental health is important. We are in an era where mental health and psychiatry is receiving recognition. No longer do we have to worry. It's this whole stigma about going to a psychiatrist that affects our mental health. We won't go. Psychiatrist के पास कैसे जाएंगे? हम पागल थोड़ी है. Mental health means mental wellness. It doesn't mean treatment of insanity. No, please get that out of your mind if you have that. It's also very important that your diet and your nutrition is taken care of. No, I hate people who tell me that, I skip a meal because I think, it causes me acidity. If I eat too much, they don't, not eating causes acidity. So it's very important that you have to eat regularly, eat what you want. What affects parents' mental health very often is after the food is cooked, the children say, "I don't want to eat what is cooked." Have you asked the child what you want to eat in the morning? You don't. You cook and then you assume everyone has to eat because I have cooked. So you always, and that's where the fight starts. One question in the morning, what will you have for lunch, can solve everything. It can solve all the fights that start at 12 noon and go until 8 p.m. So it can stop. Just one question, what will you have? And if the child wants to have something and you don't want to have it, the whole tussle is nahi. Sare ghar ke liye ek hi dish banega. Now you can't be adamant that way. Everyone has a right to eat what they want. So if you have a teenager who says, "I want to have Maggie and I'll make it myself," fine, let him do it. What's the harm? You can't say, "Nahi, bhindi maine subah ut ke kaati hai, wahi khana hai." Poor fellow won't eat. So it's not going to happen. With your spouse, you can do that. Aaj bhindi ban raha hai. You can go and tell him. Poor fellow has no choice. He'll say, "Haan, theek hai, jo bana hai, kha lenge." So that is very different, from maybe talking to your children. Your children won't listen, and they'll say, "We'll order," and then you'll say, "Coronavirus hai, you can't order," and this and that. So then they won't order. So that option is also cut for them. Where do they go? So it's that way. Earlier, it was easy. You could, 4 different people could order 4 things from Swiggy and the family was sorted. Today, you are afraid to order from Swiggy. So that also doesn't happen. So cook some things which everyone like to have. teach them to cook, tell them, bhai tum apna khud banao, no harm. The whole aim is, divide the work, solve your problems. If someone says we want to make pizza, please make it. You sit back and tell them, I'll also have, you make for everyone. Don't think, don't get into this tussle and fight about anything that affects your mental health. Don't be afraid to express your emotions. If you feel like crying, please cry. You don't need to go to the bathroom and cry alone. You can cry in front of your family members. They love you. If you feel anxious, tell them, I'm feeling anxious because of these reasons. If you don't like something that your family members are doing, be open and vocal about it. This is very important because you have time with your family members now in this lockdown period, probably for the next 1 month or so, to sort out things. If you didn't do it till now, do it now. But most importantly, mental health has to be taken care of. I keep repeating it again because people don't take care of mental health. Most people come to me after they have a problem. Sir, मुझे depression हो गई है, मुझे anxiety हो गई है, मेरा breakdown हो गया है. They come after they have a problem. They don't come to me and tell me that. This. It very often happens. They never come to me and tell me that I am now. They don't come to me and tell me that I.
वो परवल रखे वही बनाऊंगी।
Okay, fine, thank you. So they don't come to me and tell me that I need a mental health checkup. I've come to just see whether I'm stressed. No one comes to me for that. I would love the day when someone comes into my clinic and says, I've come for my regular checkup, doctor, just to see how I am, whether I'm mentally healthy or not. No one comes. They all come to me when they're sad, they're broken down, and then they expect me to repair them. That's fine. That's my job. But no one comes to me and say, doctor, I've come for my 6 monthly checkup. No, they don't come that way. No. So, I want a time where, you take mental health as seriously that. Children going to a psychiatrist affects the parents' mental health. Why is my child referred to a psychiatrist? I remember I work in schools, and when I work in schools, in the lunch break, I used to walk in the corridors, in the playgrounds, sit down and talk to any child who I feel is sitting alone. And when the child is alone, I tell him, beta, everyone is playing. Why are you sitting alone? He says, no one wants me. I said, why are you saying no one wants me? Rubina ji, you'll have to mute yourself. You're getting unmute for whatever reason. Please do that. So the thing is, sometimes what happens is the child is sitting alone. And when the child is sitting alone, you wonder, you worry. And I ask the child, he says, no one wants to play with me. And I say, why? And then you realize, yes, this is the child that has a problem. This is the child that has a problem. And then the parents invariably have a problem, because every child that undergoes a mental health issue has a parent that undergoes a mental health issue. So parents, take care of yourselves. You have a right to enjoy yourself. You have a right to be free. You have a right to do what you want. Just because you're parents doesn't mean you become civilized. You have a right to do everything that you want to enjoy yourself. अभी पेरेंट्स हो गए, हम ऐसे कैसे बिहेव करेंगे? डोंट थिंक दैट वे. बच्चे नहीं है अभी. यू हैव टू बी अ चाइल्ड, देन ओनली यू विल एंजॉय पेरेंटिंग. A few days back, I'm telling you a personal story. My son, who's in the 7th standard, was asked to make a design by his art teacher online. So I sat and made the same design with him side by side. And as the teacher was explaining, now draw this, draw that, color this, color that, I took that 45 minutes off to make the drawing. And, we both used poster colors and colored the drawing in the art class. The whole aim is, let that child in you come out. There is no harm. There's no reason why that, child in you shouldn't come out. It should come out. So that is very important. It's also very important and vital that you have to sometimes divide work in your family. One of the main reasons why mental health of parents suffer is everything you want to do. No. Divide the work. Have faith in others' ability. Kya hoga? It will not turn out as well as you do it. Fine, but then let it happen. Let others also do it. You can't be supervising everything. You can't be doing everything. No, plan and do things. So plan your household chores, plan everything. I think things will definitely fall in place. I think the most important aspect that I would want to tell you as a parent is enjoy this time with your children. Become a child again, do everything that you wanted to do, because you're not going to get this time again. And take care of your mental health totally. These are a few things about parent mental health that I wanted to share with you all. It's been half an hour that I have been speaking, probably 33 minutes. I would like you to now ask me questions, about anything that you would want to know. You could preferably ask me in the chat. I would not want you all to unmute yourself, because what happens is that there'll be everyone unmuting and there'll be pandemonium over here. So I would rather say, please type your questions in the chat and I'll be more than happy to answer all your questions. My chat box is the same as yours and it's open. So please type, whatever you want. Okay. Now there's been a huge amount of questions. Well, okay. Um, Someone has asked me recently, I've had a panic attack. How do I deal with it? Maybe due to work stress. Well, if you've had a panic attack, I'm not going to take names. It's all there on the chat. Everyone can see what people have written. So if you've had a panic attack, I think one of the things which you need to do is take care of your anxiety. Meet a counselor, speak about it. If you need medical help, then you may need to see a psychiatrist, but let the counselor decide. That is what I feel is important. And then you can probably seek help for that. Don't neglect a panic attack, because once you've had one, the chances of having another are always there. Simran wants to know, how do we as sons and daughters take care of the mental health of our parents? Speak to your parents, talk to them, talk to them openly about everything. Tell them about your life and learn about their life. And tell them that, mom and dad, I think you look stressed. What's wrong? And if they want to open up to you, let them open up to you. No harm. If they say it's something we don't want to talk about, it's their choice. But if they do want to talk to you, talk to them. Talk to them about your friends, talk to them about everything. Teach them, make them digital as you are. That will be something which is good for their mental health. Garima wants to know, how do we make family members understand that there's an increased workload from office and things are way tougher? Well, Dr. Garima, I know it's difficult, and sometimes family members may not understand, because earlier you used to do all this work outside, so they never really saw the office side of you, and now you're probably working at home or going to your clinic. So the thing is that, yes, you will have to sit down and talk to them, and you'll have to say that I need a few dedicated hours to myself to finish the office work, where I don't want to be disturbed. In smaller houses, I know it's tougher, but if you do have the facility where you could do that, yes, you can. And I think frank conversations always work better rather than sugar coated ones. Suman wants to know that, I realize being parents, we did make mistakes. Yes, Suman, we all have made mistakes and we've learned. uh, Children don't get up before 12 noon. It's difficult to divide the chores. Well, I think then you need to get them to sleep early, and you need to wake them up. If you want to be a little strict and wake them up, yes, do all that you need to wake them up. So buy a trumpet, blow it into their ears, but wake them up. Suman says that during this lockdown, kids came up with, how can kids came up, how can we correct which kid feels one child got more love? Okay, the thing is, this happens, so you need to give everyone, every child in your family, an equal amount of time, alone time with you. Tell them, I love both of you. Make them sit down and tell them, what's the problem? Chalo baith ke baat karenge. Why do you feel I'm giving him or her more love than you? And sort it out. Frank conversations always work better here. Rajni Arora says that, as a parent, we want to give the best upbringing and inculcate moral values. How do you deal with the outer world's impact on the child's behavior? Well, I think, Rajni, this is always going to happen. you have to have a lot of faith on your own parenting. If you've given your child your best in the first 10 years, you're going to get the best out in the next 10 years. So don't worry, I think, at all. Damanita writes, her 6th standard child got used to mobile chatting on WhatsApp. When we try to make her understand about the ill effects of long-term exposure, she gets very defensive. I think one thing which the entire family needs to do is have digital free hours. No one is on their gadget. And when that happens, I think the child will automatically learn when you set an example. And the phones are all put away. No one is on their phone. What my parents struggle with is managing their parents, so very, very rigid. And how do you help them managing that stress? I think you'll have to chip in. Rigid old parents are there in every house. It's a very burgeoning issue which is there, and I think we really can't do much about it. We have to just manage them and play with them and go with them, and rather than oppose them at this stage. And I think the entire COVID thing has also stressed out a lot of our elderly, so that is something which is also very, very important. Though we as both parents discuss everything, says Radhika, for our kids, but we don't match up to decide on one thing. How should we deal with it? Well, I think you need to reach midway. So if you say 2 hours of TV and your husband says 6 hours of TV, you decide on 4 hours. So that's how, you reach somewhere midway that both of you agree. Garima says, if parents have different parenting styles and my husband is not ready to accept that this is a different time and we need to change how our parents have parented us, how to make him understand it. You want a short way out, send him to me. I'll talk to him and try and make him understand. If you want in a more difficult way out, you try to make him understand. It may not always happen. So I don't mind talking to him. He may not always understand even after me telling him, but maybe a third person, neutral person telling him, or any counselor telling him, you don't have to send him to me. That was just a joke. You can, just talk to him on your own. Sangeeta says, all the time my son wanted to play, never wanted to study. He always wanted to watch all the successful cricketers. How can I deal with this? Is he good in cricket? If he's good in cricket, you should put him in that and let him pursue that. And if he's, despite not wanting to sit for study, able to clear his exams and do fairly well, I think don't worry about it. Hadia says, thank you. Thank you, Hadia. The recording, I think Simran will share. Nihalika. Vijay Lakshmi says, I like to live like a child, but my daughter every time tells me, Mummy, you've grown up and behave like a grown up person. Tell her, no, I haven't grown up. I'm still your age only. And, I will continue to live like a child. So you don't have to necessarily behave in a grown up manner. Rajni says, thank you, Rajni, and thank you, Radhika, for your thank you messages. Are there any more questions? I will take them. Yes. Bhakti says, 13-year-old boy constantly demands non-vegetarian food. If denied, he gets aggressive. I think it's a diet issue. Non-veg can happen twice a week, thrice a week in the house. It need not happen every day. The whole house gets veg and he gets veg also. Deep says, thank you, Deep. Thank you, Deepa, for your thank you messages. Asta wants to know, what does one do when a daughter/son, we realize that daughter/son, we realize that because of the lockdown, the work has increased and parents have become irritable. I think you need to sit and talk to them or share their work, or, probably tell them, I know the work is more, let me help you. And I think take some things from their work and do it. Shraddha says, thank you, Shraddha. Thank you, Akash Suresh, for your thank you message. Is there anyone else here? Thank you, Navist, for your message. Nishta wants to know, how do we handle parents who are misogynistic in their thinking? Well, Nishta, I think it's a little harsh word to use, but if they're actually that way, I think they need counseling, and you need to take them to a counselor, or you need to consult a counselor. Dr. Kamani says, thank you. Farida, thank you. Triti, thank you. Yes. Nihalika, thank you. Thank you, Nishta. Damanita, yes, thank you again. Thank you, Feni. I am just typing my email address here. So in case you have any more questions, you can always get back to me even after the session. Thank you, Shushti. Leonilda wants to know, how do you handle a child who's persistent on keeping things clean? Well, I think it's not a bad trait, but if you feel it's taking up a lot of his time, then I think you need to probably teach him that it's fine to be dirty also. So there's no harm at all. So let him get dirty. Let him learn that it's fine to be dirty. Deepa says, would I be having a session on teenagers? Well, I haven't thought of it. I might do it if I'm called by someone. Hadia says, parents sometimes are not ready to listen to us in that situation. What should we do? If they don't listen to us, then we get depressed. So could it be a predisposing factor for depression? Yes, it could be sometimes. And if you do need to consult a counselor, do it and take their advice. Thank you, Arti, for your thank you message. How can we manage the mental health in the COVID-19 situation? The key thing is staying positive, being with positive people, listening to positive things, being away from the negative aspects of social media, and also being away from negative people. So that, I think, is the key to remaining positive and staying in touch and connected with all the people who we love and all our relatives. Suman says, thank you, Suman. Jaya wants to know, how do we make a teenager to talk who stays quiet and doesn't involve in any activity at home? I think you need to forcibly involve him in activity. You need to tell him, do this, do that, do all these kinds of things. And when you do it, I think they will probably, then sort of get involved. So I don't think, there's any reason why they wouldn't get involved, but you probably need to, you probably need to keep them together and a sort of, what do you say, involve them in work at home. Suvrata wants to know why, even after having a psychology background, you're not taken seriously in parental communication. Suvrata, I'm not taken seriously even after being a psychiatrist. So forget about being, in a psychology background. It's perfectly fine. So don't really worry about it. Adolescent mental health programs, okay, we will do that when we do it. Well, I think I have put my email address down, and in the past it's there on the chat. I'm just putting it down again. If you have any queries, you're free to sort of ask me. My number is also here, just in case you want to message me. I will reply you, of course, at will based on my time, but I will definitely reply you. So that's that. And if there is someone wants to know, yes, Nishta says, घर की मुर्गी दाल बराबर नहीं. I always say कि घर की मुर्गी नहीं है, बाहर की मुर्गी है. I get a lot of adulation outside, so it's absolutely fine. Dilnawaz wants to know, how does one settle differences between grandparents and grandchildren when we are in between? Don't settle it. Let them settle it themselves. I always tell them, आपका पोता है, आपकी पोती है, आप manage करो. I always say, I'm not getting into this. So if you're the one who showered and pampered him, now you manage it. So I always tell them, you manage it. When things go wrong, they want you to probably come in the way and you become the bad person, and I don't think that should happen. So that's something which I don't do. Sometimes parents overshare and don't realize the boundaries with their children. Well, I think it's not that. I mean, you have to know what you're going to share. So it depends on your child. So if your child is a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old, there are limits to what you can share. If your child is a teenager, there are limits to what you can share. If your child is an adult, then what you share is different. So I think you will have to be age appropriate in your sharing, obviously. So that's, I think someone has asked that privately, so I'm just answering it.
Sir?
You'll have to type on the chat. I won't answer questions on the mic, so please type on the chat. Arti wants to know, during this lockdown, students are worried about their future and job. The whole issue is that, yes, students are worried, and I think what students have to realize is, if they lose the jobs they have, there will be other jobs which are generated. There will be other employment which is generated. It's a phase. We are all going through a bad time. So you're not alone. Your students are not alone. Everyone is going through a bad time. There are vice presidents that have lost their job, leave alone students. So it's all going to happen. I mean, people who wanted to go abroad are stuck. People who wanted to work in India are stuck. So it's always going to happen. So you really can't do anything here about it. I mean, this is part of life and part of the current COVID situation which is there. I have another 5 minutes before I wind up. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Well, Momita says thank you. Dr. Kamani says that technology is destroying parental relationships. I don't think so. There are a lot of parents abroad who are in touch with their children, and children abroad who are in touch with their parents only because of technology. So I don't think technology is disturbing the relationship, but you need to have digital free hours also. Dilnawaz and Momita, thank you for your thank you messages. So can you please share your Instagram username? 1 minute. It's D'Souza Foundation. Yes. If parents are having different parenting style, then does it end up causing personality disorders in children? If parents have different parenting styles, well, it doesn't always cause personality disorders, but yes, it could cause mental health issues. There was one question which I missed. Yes, many a times we are not able to forget the past, and they have an impact on our behavior. I think if the past does worry you, then you need to consult a counselor and seek professional help for the same. Thank you, Rajni. Thank you, Chandrasekhar. Simran writes, okay, self-care of parents who are themselves. Anything particular? Nishta asks. Well, I think treat them as a human being. Treat them as a parent. I don't think, you remove that counselor, psychologist tag. You're not a counselor or a psychologist 24 hours. You're a parent at home. You're a brother. You're a mother. You're a father. You're a sister. You're everything. So, remove that tag. And I think treat them as you would treat any other human being. Asta writes, during the lockdown, parents have gotten to know about their kids using drugs. Well, yes, I mean, a lot of things have come into the front during this lockdown. Parents need to seek professional help for their children if this happens. Leonilda writes, thank you for your message. I think that's all about we have time for, and I think Simran, I think you can take it over and end the session your way. Yeah.
Before ending, I would request everyone to switch on the video for a second so that we take a picture. Are we ready? Fine. Hello everyone. I hope you all had a good time today. I would like to thank Avinash sir for conducting such an informative session. We were looking forward to do something for parents because we've been doing so much for youth, but parents always get lost in between. So thank you for doing it for today. We learned about the nature of mental health and parenting and how mental health is important for parents. Thank you for answering so many questions that all of us had and for giving us a wonderful time. I would also like to thank the audience for joining in today. We'll be circulating a feedback form via email after this session, so do fill it. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.